Savanna Warden, thank you very much. Alright friends, as we say here in Harambe, Twende, which means let's go. Jumbo friends, my name is Brianna. Today I'm going to be your safari guide. We're going to be taking a journey through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. If you look directly above you, you're going to see an animal spotting guide I made that just for you guys. It's going to help us identify some of the animals we're missing out there today. I'm going to ask that you all remain fully seated throughout the entire ride with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. Also going to ask that you please respect the animals in their home. Please don't reach out to them, call out to them, make any noises at them, anything like that. Hope you're all packed and ready for a 2-week journey. We're heading into the Little Eternity Forest. This forest is home to some very shy, reclusive animals. If we look through the bushes and trees, we might be able to spot some. So already on the right side, I see an okapi. Okapis have white stripes on their legs that make them look very similar to a zebra. They're actually the only known living relative to the giraffe. Just like giraffes, okapis have a long tongue that they use to grasp and pull at leaves and bushes and trees. Okapis' tongues are so long they can lick their eyeball. If you've ever seen a giraffe, they have little horns on top of their head with pom-poms. Those are actually bones called ossicones. Male okapis have them too. So I can tell that's a female okapi because she doesn't have any ossicones on top of her head. They're very, very shy. They weren't discovered until about 1901. It's the same year Walt Disney was born. To the left, I see a black rhinoceros. They weigh about 3,000 pounds. There's only about 5,000 of them left in the entire world. Rhinos are poached for their horns still because some cultures believe that their horns contain medicinal properties, but they only contain keratin, the same material in our fingernails. No reason they should be poached whatsoever. So we can help them out by supporting conservation groups that will educate their horns have no purpose for us and spread awareness for them. On the right, I see some bongos. Bongos are known as the ghosts of the forest because they're rarely seen. Both male and female have heavy horns on top of their head, tilted backward to help them move quickly through thick underbrush in the forest. Coming up on the left side, I see a saddle-billed stork. It's a bird. Right past this bamboo here, you'll see in a second. So saddle-billed stork, they get their name for the satellite colors on their beak. Males have a very dark black eye color, females have a very bright yellow. They have a 9 feet wide wingspan. So I'm pretty sure up ahead is the Safi River, which I've heard is home to some animals like Nile crocodile and hippopotamus too. If you've ever seen a hippo, you might have noticed their eyes and ears and nostrils are very high up on top of their head. That's because they're well designed to spend most of their day submerged underneath the water, sometimes 8 minutes at a time before they come up for a breath, which can make them a little bit tricky to spot, but we'll keep on the lookout. Male hippopotamus can weigh up to 5,500 pounds. Even a baby is about 85 pounds. Sometimes their bodies will look a little bit red or pink in color. They ooze a natural thick substance that acts as a sunblock for them. It's also believed to help protect any wounds from getting infected. I see a hippo in the water to the left. Actually, there's a group of hippos. A group of hippos is called a bloat. They keep their eyes and their ears right above the water so they can see and hear everything on the outside, but their jaws can actually conduct sound waves. So when their jaws are submerged, they can hear everything underneath the water too. So those really big white birds with the big beaks, there's one in the water here, and there's also some more on the island. Those are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name for the pink color they get during mating season. Their wingspan is also about 9 feet wide, same as that saddle-billed stork. That's about the same width as the canopy on the truck right above your heads. So I've heard there's a very old bridge around here. Quick reminder, remain fully seated for me. I'm going to try my best to make it across this bridge. Across from the bridge to the left, I see some Nile crocodile. They go about 16 feet in length, about the same length as giraffe are tall. They weigh about 500 pounds. Hang on tight. Notice the crocodiles with their mouth wide open. They keep their mouth wide open to let some hot air be released. That will help them cool down or just go for a nice swim. They also have some ridges on their back that help to regulate their body temperature as well. They can survive months without food. If food is available, they'll consume one huge amount once per week, about half their body weight in food. So coming up on the right side, I see a Baobab tree. It's also known as an upside down tree because their branches kind of look like roots facing up toward the sky. It's also known as the tree of life because it's a really good water source, food source, and shelter for the animals. Its trunk holds about 2,000 gallons of water, and the animals will dig at the tree to get water from the inside. That will help them survive long periods of drought. So out here in this area, this is the Savanna, where we're most likely to see some of the most well-known iconic animals in Africa. I already see some Maasai giraffes and Collie cattle too. We'll see what we can find. So for a little while, I won't be able to come to a full, complete stop. I can still roll by very slowly so we get some awesome photos. There's a new baby animal out here getting used to his home. So for that animal safety, we can't come to a full stop, but if I see the baby, I'll tell you all about it. So, in Collie cattle, they have huge horns on top of their head. They go about 6 feet in length, tip to tip. Their horns may look very heavy, but they only weigh about 15 to 20 pounds. That's because they have a hollow honeycomb-like design on the inside. Blood vessels run up through their horns and allow excess body heat to be dispersed. So it's like a really big cooling system on top of their head. They're also known as Watusi cattle. They're the only domesticated animals on the reserve. In eastern Africa, they're known as a sign of wealth. The ones with spots are females, the one without any spots is a male. Then I see Maasai giraffe, the tallest animals in the world, standing about 18 to 20 feet tall. Even a baby is about 6 feet tall. Within just an hour of being born, the giraffes are able to stand and walk to protect themselves. We might spot some more giraffes up ahead too. Let's see if we can spot anything else along the way. On the left, I see African wild dogs. They're very cute and cuddly looking. Even the noise they make kind of sounds like a squeaky toy. Don't let that fool you. They're one of the most successful predators in Africa. Almost 90% success rate on the hunt. They hunt in very large packs and have the ability to pursue their prey until it drops or makes oxygen. Very large lungs that allow them to run about 37 miles per hour, about 3.5 miles without getting tired. They're also known as painted dogs with their very unique markings, which is so unique they can tell each other apart that way, even from a distance. They're super cool. They're one of my favorites. On the left, I see sable antelope. They're the official emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. They'll use their big horns to fight and protect themselves, just like we fight to protect the animals on the reserve. Then I see a group of zebras. A group of zebras is called a dazzle. And if you look far back, there's 2 zebras that are laying down, but the one that's further back, that's the baby zebra. He's a baby boy. Baby zebras have the ability to imprint on their mother's stripes so they can recognize her and find her in the herd, which is pretty cool because each one of their stripe patterns is different, like a fingerprint. So they are Hartsman mountain zebras. They're the only species of zebras that has a dewlap on their neck that helps to regulate their body temperature. They are a very friendly, social, non-territorial species of zebras. Those tall orange cones there, those are termite mounds. They're made of dung, saliva, and dirt. Elephants love to use them as scratching posts. Smaller animals and creatures like lizards, scorpions, and ants will use them in shelter from bad weather and from predators as well, and all kinds of really cool things that termites provide by making those. Speaking of the bugs, as we pass by the giraffes, look at their tails. They have long black hair and can grow up to 3 feet long, 10 times thicker than human hair. Giraffes will use their tail as a fly swatter to help protect them from the bugs. One more way they protect themselves, they have a very strong, powerful kick that makes it less likely for a predator to attack them. A group of giraffes is called a tower. So if you look on top of their head, those little horns with the pom-poms, those are the bones called ossicones that male okapis have too. But when the okapis have them, they don't have the little pom-poms on top. So the giraffes, they spend about 16 to 20 hours per day walking around on their feet, browsing the trees, eating all day long. And just like their relative, the okapi, they have a long tongue that they use to grasp and pull at leaves all the way up there on the trees. Giraffes' tongues are so long, they're about the same length as your forearm from your elbow all the way to your fingertips. And their tongue is a dark black color that helps prevent sunburn on their tongues. They spend all day long with their tongue out eating. About 16 to 20 hours per day eating. So we got a little bit of a giraffic jam up ahead here. We're going to pause for just a second. These giraffes in front of us are about 1.5 years old-ish. So they're still very little. Oh, here we go. She's only 1 or 2. On the right, I see another Hartsman Mountain zebra. Again, they're very friendly, so the zebra's kind of hanging out with some wildebeest up ahead there. So the wildebeest are laying down on top of the hill and standing up too. So each year, about 1.5 million animals, including the wildebeest, will migrate about 500 to 1,000 miles, part of what's called the Great Migration. They're able to stand and walk within 15 minutes of being born. They're also known as gnus, spelled like G-N-U, for a very low grunting sound that they make. And I see another giraffe up ahead as well. So it looks like there's a lot of broken down trees here. We might be able to spot some elephants up ahead. So I see an elephant over to the right side. African elephants' ears are shaped like Africa, a fun little way that you can tell them apart. They love to flap their ears to cool themselves down. That creates an air current over the blood vessels on the back of their ears and can cool their bodies by up to 15 degrees whenever they do that. On the left, I see some mandrills. Yeah, just like Rafiki. So mandrills are the largest monkeys. They have bright colors on their face and their backside. They get brighter as they get more excited. They also have pouches in their cheeks that store semi-sized snacks to save for later. The way that mandrills say hi to each other is by baring all their teeth like this. How do I say hi? I see another elephant up ahead here, so I'm gonna try to get a good view. Keep your eyes to the right side. Oh wow, look at that.
Oh, he's coming out there. All right.
Oh, he's so cute. You might spot some more up ahead too. I'll tell you a little bit of a story about them. So the elephants, they love to break down the trees to get some nutrients from them. However, because of their habitat loss, they started getting pushed into areas they really should not have been into and try to find some more nutrients. They started to raid farmers' crops in Africa, and that made the farmers quite upset and put the elephants into some serious danger. However, on this very reserve, our researchers discovered that elephants are scared of bees. That's actually helping to save them. So a project began called the Elephants and Bees Project. They started to line the farmers' lands in Africa with beehive fences. So whenever the elephants get too close, they'll hear the buzzing of the bees, get very scared, and back off. So it saves the farmers' crops. Pretty good for the bees, and it saves the elephants getting themselves into some danger. These are red koi pits. Elephants stick their tusks into these to get nutrients they don't get from the rest of their diet, kind of like us just taking some vitamins. Those tusk marks look pretty fresh. So looks like there's some tracks here too. I see some more elephants to the left up ahead. I think those two are brothers up ahead. They love to play together, so maybe we'll see them play. To help the elephants out and other animals too, like in the Little Terrain Forest, and also gorillas as well. We can recycle our old cell phones and electronic devices which contain minerals that come from their habitat. Also, if you're buying anything like paper, wood, and coffee, just look it up, make sure they're coming from sustainable resources, and spread awareness to stop the purchase of any ivory. We lose elephants at a very fast rate still due to them being poached for the ivory in their tusks. Elephant trunks have thousands of muscles, so sensitive at the tips you can pick up a single blade of grass. They use their trunks to lift up food and water to their mouth, and also to toss mud and dirt up onto their back to create a natural sunblock. Oh wow, look at them. Their trunks can hold about 5 gallons of water. They drink about 42 gallons of water a day. And again, don't worry, they're not fighting. They love to play together.
Yeah.
Alright, so I see some greater flamingos here. Greater flamingos are the largest and lightest in color and tallest of all the flamingo species. You get their very light pink color from their diet. They eat a lot of tiny brine shrimp and other aquatic creatures that are very high in carotene, which gives them their very light pink color. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. They usually won't migrate too far from the water. If they do, it's because their habitat's not in the greatest condition. So to help them out, other animals too, like in the Safi River, recycling, properly disposing of any waste, and any soap, shampoos, cleaning chemicals, making sure they're eco-friendly to prevent harmful chemicals entering the waterways. So there's so many things that we could do to help out all of the animals. It might sound a little bit overwhelming. What I suggest is figure out what animal is your favorite and start there. Find one or two simple things you can do to help out your favorite animal, then teach all of your friends and family too. So right here I see a white rhinoceros. They weigh about 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. They get their name from the Afrikaans word vite, which means wide, not white, referring to their mouth. They have a very wide, square mouth, while black rhinos have more of a pointed lip, and black rhinos weigh a little bit less, around 3,000 pounds. So they love to roll around the mud to cool off, make a natural sunblock, also to soften up their horns. They like to file their horns like we file our nails. Again, their horns made of keratin like our fingernails. They're very strong, powerful animals. They can run about 35 miles per hour and gallop just like horses do with all 4 feet off the ground at the same time. I see 2 more on the right side. So imagine those huge animals galloping 35 miles per hour, more than 3 times as fast as this truck can go. Isn't that cool? They wouldn't charge the truck. They were used to the trucks. Alright, so an animal that can run twice as fast as the rhinos. Up ahead, a cheetah. So there's 2 of them laying down over here on the left side. And I'm pointing at them right now if you're having a tricky time spotting them. Cheetahs are the fastest land animals, reaching speeds of 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. They can only maintain those very high speeds for a couple hundred yards due to exhaustion. Quick bursts of energy and great eyesight make the cheetahs excellent hunters. They'll do most of their hunting during the daytime. They have some black lines from their eyes down to their mouth. Those are called cheetah tear marks. They help to reflect the sun and protect their eyes. So up ahead, I see some Kopi rocks. This is where lions typically like to call home. It gives them a very good overlook of the entire savanna to look down upon their prey and bathe in the sun. I don't see any just yet. If I do, I will let you know. Male lions tend to protect their territory and their pack, while females will go off and do most of the hunting. During the day, humans and lions can see equally as well. At night, they see 6 times stronger than us. So they'll spend about 16 to 20 hours per day resting and conserving energy for their big hunt late at night. I do see another white rhinoceros coming up on the right side here.
Over there.
So I'm guessing you can see him a little bit lower on that ramp there. I can't see him, so I hope I'm in a good spot for you guys, but I'll pause here. I don't believe them to leave them. So all these holes in the ground are probably from some warthogs. Warthogs have 2 pairs of tusks. They use their tusks along with their snout and their feet to burrow all those holes into the ground. And when they go to sleep, they'll back into those holes with their razor sharp tusks facing out, where they're very territorial. They're kind of laying down behind the rocks there, the big rock pile. Yeah, Pumbaa. So Pumbaa translates to foolish one. However, they are very, very intelligent, super cute, and very good little conservationists. They see some holes burrowed into the ground already. They'll use those instead of making new ones. They're so nice. So I see some more rhinos here, and it looks like there's some eggs on the ground. Can anyone guess where those eggs are from? Yeah, those are ostrich eggs. They weigh about 3 to 5 pounds, and they're so strong that a grown adult can stand on one and not crack it. One ostrich egg is equivalent to about 24 chicken eggs. Then I see some Bonteboks, their relatives to the wildebeest, and just like the wildebeest, they can stand and walk within 15 minutes of being born. Keep your eyes out. We'll see if we can spot anything else around here. But we did get to see some amazing animals. Those 2 weeks flew by. Time flies when you're having fun. Seeing all those amazing animals out there today is a reminder, just like Gordon Wilson says, what we see with our eyes, we value with our hearts. So I hope that you guys saw all those amazing animals out there. You'll treasure them in your hearts forever, and you're feeling so excited to learn more about them, but also inspired to get out there and make a difference and help to protect them. So if you're super excited to see more animals and learn more about them, I highly recommend the exploration trails. Gorilla Falls is near the exit of the safari. Maharaja Jungle Trek is over in Asia. They're self-guided tours. There's no wait time. You can walk through at your own pace. They close down at 5 o'clock to see some amazing animals. You wouldn't see on the safari, maybe some tigers, meerkats, zebras, hippos from underneath the water, water buffalo, naked mole rats, tons of other animals too. Those are all over on the trails. They close down at 5 o'clock. I also recommend Rafiki's Planet Watch. Last train goes out at 4:30. Over there is a petting zoo, exhibits with smaller creatures and reptiles. There's the animal hospital. You can see some of the amazing things the keepers do for the animals. And there's also an animation class. So if you're inspired to help save the animals, if you'd like, you can donate to the Disney Conservation Fund. Now, if you choose to donate, Disney will match that donation dollar for dollar, all the money going directly to help the animals out. And other research, education, and conservation efforts they do make. But if you aren't able to make any donations, Hakuna Matata friends, no worries. Tons of other things that we can do. Spread awareness. Tell your friends and family what you've learned about the animals and what we can do to help them out. Beach cleanups, river cleanups, clean up local parks to reduce, reuse, recycle, including recycling our old cell phones and electronic devices, using paper responsibly, even as simple as if you